In 2018, Money Heist Season 2 delivered one of the most unforgettable finales in television history. After spending days trapped inside the Royal Mint of Spain, the gang found themselves running out of time. The police were closing in, secrets were being exposed, and every decision could mean the difference between freedom and prison. Yet somehow, against all odds, the professor's plan continued to unfold exactly as he had imagined. Season 2 wasn't just about stealing billions of euros. It was about loyalty, sacrifice, friendship, and impossible choices. It gave us emotional goodbyes, shocking betrayals, and characters that fans still talk about years later. But before we begin, if you love revisiting legendary movies and TV series, discovering where your favorite actors are today, and exploring the stories behind cinema's greatest characters, then you're in the right place. Subscribe now and become part of our movie family. Every week, we bring you professionally narrated Then versus Now, Where Are They Now? And movie and TV cast evolution videos that celebrate the films and series we all love. Now, let's put on the iconic red jumpsuit one more time and discover what the incredible cast of Money Heist Season 2 is doing in 2026. 1. Úrsula Corberó, Tokyo. If there was one person who never stopped moving, never stopped fighting, and never stopped taking risks, it was Tokyo. From the very first episode, Tokyo reminded viewers that she wasn't a perfect hero. She made mistakes, acted on emotion, and often challenged the professor's carefully designed plans. But that unpredictability also made her one of the most exciting characters in the entire series. By the time Season 2 reached its dramatic conclusion, Tokyo had experienced heartbreak, loss, and moments that completely changed the way she viewed her own life. Her relationship with Rio became even more emotional. While her loyalty to the gang was tested again and again, even in the middle of chaos, Tokyo refused to surrender. That fearless attitude turned her into one of Netflix's most recognizable female characters. Úrsula Corberó brought incredible energy to every scene, balancing explosive action with emotional vulnerability. Her performance helped transform Money Heist from a Spanish crime drama into an international phenomenon. Before joining the series, Úrsula had already built a successful career in Spain. But after Money Heist, everything changed. She became an international star, appearing in major Hollywood productions, global advertising campaigns, and prestigious fashion events. Today, in 2026, Úrsula continues starring in films and television projects across Europe and Hollywood. She has become one of Spain's most successful actresses and remains a fan favorite around the world. One interesting fact is that Tokyo's narration became one of the defining features of the series, giving the story its emotional heartbeat and making viewers feel connected to every twist and sacrifice. But while Tokyo often followed her heart, the woman chasing the gang was about to follow hers instead. 2. Itziar Ituño, Raquel Murillo, Lisbon. Sometimes, the biggest twist isn't part of the plan. It's falling in love with the person you're supposed to catch. As the lead inspector investigating the Royal Mint robbery, Raquel Murillo spent every waking hour trying to outsmart the mysterious professor. She was intelligent, determined, and respected by everyone around her, but Season 2 forced her into an impossible situation. The closer she came to discovering the truth, the stronger her feelings for Sergio Marquina became. What started as a professional investigation slowly transformed into one of television's most unexpected love stories. When Raquel finally learned the professor's true identity, viewers expected anger and revenge. Instead, she chose something no one saw coming, a new life beside the man she had spent weeks trying to arrest. That single decision changed the future of both characters forever. Itziar Ituño delivered one of the series' most emotional performances, perfectly capturing Raquel's inner conflict between duty and love. Long before Netflix introduced her to a global audience, Itziar had already built a respected career in Spanish television and theater. After the worldwide success of Money Heist, her popularity reached every corner of the globe. Today, in 2026, she continues acting in television, films, and stage productions, while also supporting humanitarian and environmental causes. Her thoughtful performances and genuine personality have earned her admiration far beyond Spain. A fascinating fact is that many fans consider Raquel's transformation into Lisbon one of the greatest character arcs in the entire series, proving that even the strongest rules can be broken when love enters the equation. But While Raquel was choosing love over duty, another man was preparing for the greatest sacrifice of them all. 3. Pedro Alonso, Berlin. Every unforgettable story has a character who completely steals the spotlight. In Money Heist, that character was Berlin. Elegant, fearless, intelligent, and impossible to predict, Berlin wasn't just the professor's older brother. He was the soul of the operation inside the Royal Mint. Throughout Season 2, Berlin faced impossible decisions. While the gang slowly began losing control of the situation, he remained calm, believing that a leader should never let fear become visible. Many viewers misunderstood Berlin during the early episodes, seeing him only as cold and ruthless. But as the story progressed, another side of him slowly emerged. He wasn't driven by money. He wasn't driven by fame. He believed in living life on his own terms, even if it meant paying the ultimate price. Then came the finale. Knowing Gang needed more time to escape through the tunnel, Berlin made a decision that changed television history forever. Instead of running to safety, he stayed behind, alone. Facing dozens of armed officers, Berlin sacrificed himself so that the rest of the team could escape. That final stand instantly transformed him from one of the series' most controversial characters into one of its greatest legends. Pedro Alonso delivered one of the finest performances of his career, blending confidence, elegance, humor, and vulnerability into a character fans still celebrate today. Before Money Heist, Pedro was already a respected actor in Spain. But after Netflix introduced the series to the world, he became an international icon. Today, in 2026, Pedro continues acting in films and television, while also working as an author and painter. His creativity extends beyond acting, making him one of the most versatile artists from the entire cast. One fascinating fact is that Berlin became so popular after his emotional farewell that Netflix later expanded his story with additional flashbacks and even a spin-off series dedicated entirely to the character. But while Berlin was preparing to give everything for the gang, someone inside the Mint was giving people something just as valuable: hope. 4. Alba Flores, Nairobi. Some leaders command respect through fear. Nairobi earned it through kindness. Played by Alba Flores, Nairobi was the heart of the gang. Even during the most stressful moments of the heist, always Fax found a way to keep everyone's spirits alive. As the team's expert counterfeiter, she oversaw the printing of billions of euros, making sure the professor's ambitious plans stayed on schedule. But Nairobi wasn't remembered because of the money. She was remembered because of her humanity. Whether she was encouraging her teammates, comforting frightened hostages, or standing up for what she believed was right, Nairobi constantly reminded everyone that compassion is not weakness. One of her most unforgettable moments came when she inspired the workers with confidence and determination, proving that true leadership comes from lifting others up instead of controlling them. Alba Flores brought warmth, humor, and incredible emotional depth to the role, making Nairobi one of the most beloved characters in Money Heist. Following the worldwide success of the series, Alba became internationally recognized for her remarkable acting ability and continued building an impressive career in television, film, and theater. Today, in 2026, she remains one of Spain's most respected actresses, while actively supporting humanitarian and environmental initiatives away from the cameras. One touching fact is that many fans still describe Nairobi as the emotional soul of Money Heist, and her inspirational quotes continue to be shared across social media years after the series ended. But while Nairobi united people with hope, one man inside the Royal Mint continued creating problems that nobody saw coming. 5. Enrique Arce, Arturo Román. Every story has a character audiences simply love to hate. For Money Heist, that character was Arturo Román. Played by Enrique Arce, Arturo was the director of the Royal Mint. At first, he appeared to be just another frightened hostage. But it didn't take long for viewers to discover his true personalities. Selfish, manipulative, and constantly searching for attention, Arturo repeatedly ignored the safety of everyone around him in an attempt to become the hero of his own story. His reckless decisions created danger for both the hostages and the robbers, making him one of the biggest sources of tension throughout the heist. Ironically, although Arturo had no real power, he often caused more chaos than many of the armed criminals inside the Mint. Enrique Arce embraced every flaw of the character, delivering a performance so convincing that many fans admitted they genuinely disliked Arturo whenever he appeared on screen. In reality, however, Enrique is the complete opposite of the man he portrayed. Long before Money Heist, he had built a successful acting career in Spanish television and cinema. After the series became a worldwide sensation, audiences everywhere recognized him as the unforgettable Arturo. Today, in 2026, Enrique continues acting in films and television while also participating in international entertainment projects. He frequently interacts with fans who are always surprised by his friendly personality compared to the frustrating character he played. One interesting fact is that Arturo became one of Netflix's most talked about television characters. Not because viewers admired him, but because Enrique's outstanding performance made him one of the most convincing antagonists in modern television. But while Arturo searched desperately for a way out, a young student trapped inside the mint was about to experience a life-changing journey that no one could have imagined. 6. María Pedraza. Alison Parker. Not everyone inside the Royal Mint chose to be there. For Alison Parker, the heist began as nothing more than an ordinary school visit. As the daughter of the British ambassador, she expected a normal day filled with cameras, interviews, and photographs. Instead, she found herself trapped in the middle of the biggest robbery in Spanish history. At first, Alison appeared frightened and overwhelmed. Like the other hostages, she had no idea whether she would survive or ever see her family again. But as the days passed, viewers watched her slowly grow stronger. She adapted to the terrifying situation, learned to stay calm under pressure, and proved that courage isn't always loud. Sometimes, it's simply refusing to give up. María Pedraza brought honesty and vulnerability to the role, making Alison feel like a real teenager caught in an impossible situation rather than just another hostage. Although her screen time wasn't as extensive as some of the gang members, her performance left a lasting impression and helped remind viewers of the emotional cost of the heist. Interestingly, Money Heist became one of María Pedraza's first major international projects. Shortly afterward, she rose to worldwide fame through Netflix and established herself as one of Spain's most recognizable young actresses. Today, in 2026, María continues starring in successful films and television dramas while also becoming a well-known fashion icon across Europe. Her career has continued to grow, proving that Alison Parker was only the beginning of her journey. One fascinating fact is that many international fans first discovered María through Money Heist, long before seeing her in other hit Netflix productions. But while Alison was fighting to stay calm inside the mint, one police officer outside refused to stop searching for the truth. 7. Fernando Soto. Ángel Rubio. Not every hero wears a red jumpsuit. Some fight from the outside. Ángel Rubio was one of the few officers who truly understood how dangerous the professor really was. Played by Fernando Soto, Ángel served as Inspector Raquel Murillo's trusted colleague and closest friend. Quiet, intelligent, and deeply loyal, he constantly tried to protect Raquel while helping the police solve the impossible puzzle standing before them. Unlike many officers who underestimated the robbers, Ángel trusted his instincts. He noticed details others ignored and came dangerously close to uncovering the professor's identity. But fate had other plans. After suffering a serious accident, Ángel found himself unable to continue the investigation at the moment he was needed most. Even so, his determination never disappeared. Fernando Soto delivered a grounded and believable performance, giving viewers a realistic look at the emotional pressure faced by the police during the heist. Before Money Heist, Fernando had already built a respected career in Spanish television and theater, appearing in numerous productions over the years. Today, in 2026, he continues working steadily in television, films, and stage productions, earning admiration for his consistency and versatility as an actor. A lesser-known fact is that Fernando's calm acting style was intentional. The creators wanted Ángel to feel like an ordinary detective surrounded by extraordinary events, making him one of the most relatable characters in the series. But while Ángel searched for answers outside the Royal Mint, another member of the gang had already given everything for the professor's dream. 8. Roberto García Ruiz. Oslo. Some characters don't need long speeches to leave a lasting impression. Oslo was one of them. Played by Roberto García Ruiz, Oslo entered the Royal Mint alongside his cousin Helsinki as one of the gang's strongest and most dependable members. He wasn't a man of many words. Instead, his actions spoke louder than anything he could have said. Throughout the heist, Oslo remained loyal to the professor's plan and stood beside his teammates whenever danger appeared. His quiet personality contrasted perfectly with the louder, more emotional members of the gang. One of the most heartbreaking moments of Season 2 came after Oslo suffered a devastating injury during the chaos inside the Mint. As his condition became impossible to recover from, Helsinki was forced to make an unimaginable decision. The emotional goodbye between the two cousins remains one of the series' saddest moments, showing that even the strongest people aren't immune to tragedy. Although Roberto García Ruiz had limited screen time, his performance helped establish Oslo as a symbol of loyalty and sacrifice. Before joining Money Heist, Roberto worked in several Spanish productions, but the global success of the Netflix series introduced him to millions of viewers worldwide. Today, in 2026, he continues acting in television and film, while maintaining a relatively private life away from the spotlight. One touching fact is that fans still remember Oslo, not because of how much he spoke, but because of the powerful emotions surrounding his final moments. A reminder that unforgettable characters aren't always the ones with the most dialogue. But as the gang fought to survive inside the Mint, there was one woman whose life changed forever because of Berlin's final decision, 9. Clara Alvarado. Ariadna Cascales. Sometimes the most unforgettable stories belong to the people no one expected to remember. Ariadna Cascales wasn't a member of the gang. She wasn't a police officer. She was simply one of the hostages trapped inside the Royal Mint when history was being written around her. Played by Clara Alvarado, Ariadna initially appeared as a quiet employee trying to survive the terrifying situation unfolding inside the building. Unlike many others, she avoided unnecessary conflicts and focused on staying alive. As the heist continued, Ariadna's path crossed with Berlin's in one of the series' most complicated relationships. Their interactions divided viewers around the world, with fans debating whether her decisions were driven by fear, survival, or something far more complicated. Those scenes added another emotional layer to Berlin's character, revealing moments of vulnerability beneath his confident exterior. Although Ariadna wasn't one of the main characters, Clara Alvarado delivered a memorable performance that helped make those emotional moments believable. Before Money Heist, Clara had already appeared in Spanish television and theater, but the worldwide success of the Netflix series introduced her to an international audience. Today, in 2026, she continues working as an actress while participating in independent films, television projects, and creative productions across Spain. One interesting fact is that Clara has also worked behind the camera on creative projects, showing that her passion for storytelling extends far beyond acting alone. But while Ariadna witnessed the professor's plan from inside the Royal Mint, the man responsible for every single move was preparing to complete the greatest robbery television had ever seen. 10. Alvaro Morta. The professor. Every masterpiece has an artist. Every impossible mission has a mastermind. And every perfect heist has the professor. From the very beginning, Sergio Marquina proved that intelligence could be more powerful than weapons. While the gang battled inside the Royal Mint, the professor fought an entirely different war outside. Every unexpected problem demanded a new solution, and somehow, he always stayed one step ahead. Season 2 pushed him further than ever before. His carefully constructed plan began falling apart piece by piece. The police were closing in, Berlin's situation became more desperate, and Raquel discovered the truth about the man she had fallen in love with. For the first time, viewers saw genuine fear behind the professor's calm expression. Yet, even under impossible pressure, he refused to abandon his team. When the final stage of the escape finally began, every backup plan, every hidden tunnel, and every sacrifice came together exactly as he had imagined years before. As the gang escaped with billions of euros, the professor didn't celebrate the money. He celebrated the people who made the impossible possible. Alvaro Morte delivered one of the greatest television performances of the decade, creating a character whose intelligence, kindness, and determination inspired millions of viewers around the world. Before Money Heist, he was a respected actor in Spain, But after Netflix introduced the series globally, his life changed forever. Today, in 2026, Álvaro continues leading major international films and television projects, while also producing original content through his own production company. He remains one of Spain's most successful actors and is still recognized worldwide as the brilliant professor. One fascinating fact is that Álvaro originally studied engineering before becoming an actor. A coincidence many fans love because he eventually played television's most brilliant strategist. The professor didn't just steal billions of euros. He stole the hearts of millions of fans across the globe. Years have passed since Money Heist Season 2 aired, but its impact remains stronger than ever. The unforgettable performances, emotional storytelling, and unforgettable characters transformed a Spanish television series into one of Netflix's greatest worldwide successes. Whether you admired Tokyo's courage, Berlin's sacrifice, Nairobi's optimism, or the professor's brilliant mind, every member of the cast played an important role in creating a story that continues to inspire fans around the world. Today, in 2026, these talented actors have gone on to build successful careers, but for millions of viewers, they will always be remembered as the legendary gang that made television history inside the Royal Mint of Spain. And that's our look at the Money Heist Season 2 cast then versus now, 2026. So, which character's journey surprised you the most? Was it the professor, Tokyo, Berlin, Nairobi, or another unforgettable member of the gang? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our movie family for more Then vs. Now, Where Are They Now, and MovieCast Evolution videos every week. Until our next cinematic journey, take care, and remember, Bella ciao.